His time is coming soon. I said that 3 days ago, and I can't stop thinking about it. I was on the phone with my mom, walking our dog Ollie, and it just came out. It didn't feel like it came from me, but like a deep knowing. And my conscious brain was like, no, not anytime soon. Not for many months. And I can't stop thinking about that, because 2 days later, after I said that, I'd wake up and everything would change. I woke up yesterday at 6:30 in the morning, like I normally do, to get Kyle his first dose of medicine. And I didn't have my glasses on, and I can't see without my glasses, but I know where his medicine is, so I just get it. It's become a habit. And I heard Ollie, our dog, making this really strange noise, and I thought he was just dreaming, because he has dreams. He has dreams that make him make silly noises. And so I walked over to him, and again, I couldn't really see, and he was kind of breathing heavy, and I just knew something was wrong, and I was shaking him like, Ollie, come on. I thought he was dreaming, and he wasn't coming out of it. And so I yelled for Kyle, who was still in bed. He came out, and I was like, I need to grab my glasses. And I come back, and he's not okay. He was drooling, and I looked at the drool, and there was blood in it. And he had gone to the bathroom on himself, and he was really laboring to breathe. And I called my mom, who was a vet tech for many, many years, and I held the phone to him, and she was like, I know you don't want to hear it, but the time's here. And he just looked like he was kind of struggling. But we knew it was happening. And we just sat with him and held him, loved him, and let him know that it was safe to let go. That we loved him and it was okay. And we were calling around to find a local vet that might be able to come and euthanize him at home, because it just seemed like he was struggling to get to that last breath, and we couldn't find anyone. I think that was just meant to be, because I was hanging up on a call from another vet saying, no, we can't service that area. I'm hanging up the phone, and all his breath changes, starts slowing down. And I'll never forget the look Kyle made at me. We both knew that it was happening very, very soon. And his breaths got softer and softer. And at 7:30 on March 8th, he took his last breath on his bed in this room while Kyle and I held him. We were not ready for this. I don't think anyone is, but just the day before, he was acting totally fine. Took him on a walk. He was happy and he was running. He was his normal self. And then even just hours before this happened, Kyle woke up because Ollie was walking back and forth between our front door and our back door to go outside. And so we got up and let him out, and he was totally normal. And that was around 3:30, 4:30 that morning. He came in and pet him, and he was totally fine. And then just hours later, he would take his last breath. So it was a shock. He was 14 and he had 2 types of cancer, but he was himself. He was losing weight, but he was himself. He was eating endlessly and was always hungry, was always down to play, and so it was just really shocking and unexpected. And the hours that would ensue after that were just so gutting. We got a big snowstorm yesterday and we weren't able to dig into the ground because it's also the dead of winter and the ground's frozen. And so we had to make the decision to get him cremated. And the closest place to get him cremated was an 1.5-hour drive. And so we had to load him into our car and take him all the way there. And by the time he got there, he was so swollen. And I researched after the fact that that's what happens to animals, and I'm sure humans, is that they start to swell because the gases in the body start to release. And it was just so hard to see him like that. And I don't want to remember him like that. I want to remember all of the happy moments, all the love and laughter and joy that he brought to our life. And it's so wild that we choose to love these animals knowing that it will shatter our hearts. And our hearts are absolutely shattered. Our home feels so empty and so quiet. And I keep expecting for him to scratch the door or to lay his head in my lap or to do a big stretch or yawn or hear his little tappy toes on our wood floors. And we're never going to hear or experience those things again. Choosing to love so fully with your heart wide open just makes these things that much more gutting. It wasn't what we expected. And our life feels like a dream at this moment, and it feels like hopefully we'll wake up at any moment, but it's not a dream. It's been a real freaking doozy. And we will be in this place of grief for a long time. Ollie was the best boy there ever was. He really filled our hearts with so much love. And I'll always say, I got the best 2-for-1 deal ever. Getting Kyle and Ollie to be loved by them and to love them. Truly the greatest gift. And although he was only in my life for the last 4 years, he was in Kyle's for the last 14. And so it's going to be a very big transition to our life without him. I hate that I have to share this, but it wouldn't feel genuine or authentic to not share what's going on, because this is where our hearts are at. They're shattered. Also, life moves on, which is so wild. You know, I had to wake up this morning and life continues with your heart just in pieces. And I just feel like we're walking with this cloud over our heads and our hearts just feeling so achy, and it's gonna be this way probably for a while. And so to not share what happened and what's going on in our life would not feel genuine and authentic. It sucks, obviously. This hurts, but we are also so grateful he was able to go on his own terms at home with just us 3. I think that's exactly what he needed and wanted, and I think he waited for us to be able to let him know that it was okay and that we would be okay. We hope that he rests easily and he's running around and eating all of the peanut butter and just so happy wherever he is now in this next phase of his soul's journey. I'm gonna go probably have a really big cry and snuggle with Kyle because that's what my heart needs. Thank you for loving us and being here. That's all I got.